Can I even show this on YouTube? I just got a whole dump trailer loaded up, and so the house is more clear, and every time the house is more clear, it makes me feel good. So I just want to do a little video update of all the little stuff that's been happening that maybe hasn't had a video on it specifically, and just kind of an update on where the house is at this point and what is kind of what's coming up and stuff like that. There's been a lot more demo than I was expecting, but should be pretty close to done with all of the main demo. There'll be some more here and there, but so basically, here's where we're at right now. Walking into the living room, nothing's really changed. The floor is still torn up. Fixed is the basement post. It's way better than it was before. So now this beam post right here can handle all the load from this beam in the living room. It was holding it fine before. I probably didn't have to do anything, but I wanted to because there's just some weird stuff going on down there. But it's all bueno now. And the bathroom up here is all demoed. So here, walking into the bathroom, this was where the vanity was, and then toilet, and then tub. Man, could not think of those words. Anyway, it's all gone. So I had a guy from church. He's gonna be doing most of the plumbing, and he wanted to demo it. So I'm not gonna say no to that. This floor, I need to redo the floor. This house is so weird. Some parts don't have subfloors, and it's just hardwood right on the joist. And then some parts have a subfloor and then a subfloor. This is one of those parts. So this is really 3 layers thick. Let me show you down here. This is where the original, you see that? So that's original hardwood, which was the subfloor, and then some other hardwood on top of it. Most of the house is not like that, but this bathroom is, and the top subfloor, top layer of it, I'm just gonna replace that. It's not in really bad shape or anything, but that way it'll give us a nice level, flat area to work with when I start tiling and everything. We got the plumbing staged right here, all the new stuff, and we're gonna start running that probably this week. Thankfully, there's this pocket right here where this is the heater vent. There's a big pocket in the wall, so we don't have to fur out a little soffit or anything like that. We just stick it in that existing little hole, so that's perfect. The back bedroom hasn't really changed. I got my copper stash back here from the plumbing, so hopefully I can turn this in for, I don't know what copper is nowadays, but 50 bucks maybe. I'll show you the basement in a second. This is one thing I didn't mention upstairs is I have mapped the whole house and all of its wiring, since, I mean, it's a little bit not intuitive. Whoever wired this, which was a while ago. So I went through the whole house. Every single wire everywhere has tape on it, so I know what breaker it is, where it goes to, if it's a source or not. And I still have actually a couple breakers to do, but down in the basement it's just easier to show since a lot of the wiring is run in the basement. So yeah, let's go upstairs. Going upstairs, lots of progress, but you can't really see it. So going into this room, this is what's going to be the office / bathroom. Nothing's really changed. I have cut out this area. That's where the shower is going to be. I need to put some rock board, cement board up there. And yeah, nothing's really changed. Got a bunch of lumber ready for, wow, you can't see that. Ready for building the wall, and got the pocket door and all that. Man, the attic spaces up here, there's 2 triangular attic spaces that run the length of the house on either side. And they were filthy, disgusting, dusty. There's a little bit of remnants of mice. Surprisingly not hardly at all though. But there's about 20 inches of insulation, most of it loose insulation. Thankfully not fiberglass. Most of it was rock wool. So it wasn't too bad, but I had to get rid of all of it. I didn't know what was underneath, so I couldn't risk just leaving it in there. Plus I'm taking a different strategy for insulating the house. So it'll be a little dark, but this was all packed full of insulation. And now it is completely empty and relatively clean. It's actually vacuumed. Those scraps, they're too big for the vacuum. But we were like, let me get in here without dying. I was like up to here with insulation. If you guys can see that. And like I said, there was only a couple bats in there. Most of it was loose. So basically what I did is shovel it out. Get a dustpan, scoop it out into a bag while I'm in there with obviously a full Tyvek suit and man, words today are hard. Respirator. God. So it's annoying work and it's hard work, but it's mostly done. I have a little bit to do. So that attic is short because the stairway right here splits it in half, and then you see that hole right there. That's the rest of that attic, and I haven't done that yet, but thankfully it doesn't have hardly any insulation in it, which is funny. But then the other attic on the other side of the house is a lot longer because it stretches the whole length of the house. There's no stairs to interrupt it. So let me show you in there. I'm not quite done, but all the insulation is mostly gone. Now I just gotta clean it, vacuum everything. And it goes way back there. So you see at the very end there, I have a couple bays of the joists that still have a little bit of insulation. I still have a little bit right there, but not too bad. Make sure I don't fall through the floor. So there's two different ways of doing it. So when it comes to an attic like this, you see there was insulation here and there was insulation on the ground, but there was no insulation up here. So that means this attic was not conditioned space. And so on a hot day, the roof would soak in all the heat and radiate it into the attic. And that means you have a huge temperature differential. So you need insulation here and on the ground or on the floor, because that's what insulates the downstairs ceiling. So that's one strategy. I'm not a huge fan of that because the entrance to the attic, this big doorway, it would have to be sealed really good, or else you get super hot air pushing through in the summer and freezing cold air in the winter. So my strategy is just gonna be insulate the rafters. And it's an old house, so they're not big rafters, so you can't get a whole lot of insulation in there. But thankfully there's a thing now, spray foam, and it gives R7 per inch. So that's a lot of insulation value. So, and I can pack it on here since it's an attic. So yeah, that's the solution. So I will basically not need this insulation. I'll probably keep it just for sound deadening. But on the floor, all the insulation I took out will not be replaced. It will just be cleaned up, and I'll put some boards back here so I can walk a little bit easier. These are just temporary. So that's the insulation strategy I'm going with. So there won't be any like hidden pockets of the house that are super hot or super cold depending on the season. It'll all be the same temperature. So if one of these attic doors is cracked open or not sealed perfectly, it really won't matter at all. And that way you can store stuff up here and not have to worry about it, baking when it's hot or freezing when it's cold. Like paint, you could just throw some paint back here for storage without it freezing. So that's kind of the strategy I'm going with. So yeah, it's kind of a lot of stuff. 12 minutes rambling on now. So you guys are probably bored. But yeah, that's what's going on now. I did start cleaning out the garage a little bit. There's a lot of stuff in there, and man, there's so much wallpaper. I don't know, wallpaper. I'm throwing it all away. It's like this terrible beige textured wallpaper. I'm serious. There are probably thousands of square feet. I threw away 10 rolls today, and there's probably 20 rolls still. Yeah, so there's a lot of cool stuff in there, but there's also some not cool stuff. It's poop. Yeah, let's go check it out. It's a really safe latch, isn't it? Okay, so this garage is a lot more scary and interesting than I thought, so I'm glad I came out here. Can I even show this on YouTube? That is poop. I have seen some raccoons around here, and I know raccoon poop is pretty big, but that is disgusting. There's so much of it. Only on the one side. Oh, and it's the one side that has a hole in the roof back there. So that does make sense. Ugh, that's disgusting. I just pulled out a bunch of stuff and knew it was there, but forgot about it. And yeah, just basically staring at it. That is disgusting. Thankfully it doesn't smell bad in here. It just smells like old wood. A little bit of wet old wood too, but yeah, this thing needs some work. I'll give you a panoramic. Ugh. Ugh. So bad. I still don't know what I'm gonna do with this building. Try and save it, rebuild it without telling anyone. Yeah, the thing is the foundation, I don't know if it's good. I mean, it's not really cracked or anything, but if it doesn't meet code, I can't rebuild it. And I'm not gonna pay for another foundation, that's too expensive. And it's not in great shape. It's not actually in absolutely terrible shape though. So, but it does have poop in it, so that sucks.